Whoa, oh my gosh, is that Nine Darien returning from his hermitage? Welcome back to the 3D, sir.
Shut up, bro. You know I'm always back like I never left.
Alright, we rolling. That's mic right there. Get comfortable. And action. Nine Darien, Mr. Fully Authentic. Mr. Both Sides, and now I'm gathering the painter.
Greetings. Happy 2025. I hope you haven't been too caught in the passing of time, much rather been utilizing the winter, resting, gaining clarity of mind.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, he seems to be speaking in poetry. Anyway, before we ask where the hell you've been and what's been going on in the space between those ears, what is this space?
So we're currently in the bedroom of my first apartment, and rather divinely, as you can see, I've been painting.
I sense deeper meaning. We're not allowing you to be subtle for this sit down,
You
sir.
don't try to disable my mystique, huh? Well, so I've gained some clarity in my purpose, in the sense that there's no one role I'm gonna settle in or one outlet I'll utilize. My responsibility is to express my unique perspective. The positions, the jobs, the endeavors, they don't define me. My essence is conveyed through how I see and how I relate to the world. I'm basically a filter, if you will. I don't take ownership of ideas. Creative ideas flow. And I like to think that ideas are sent over frequencies, and at any given moment, I could just tune in and hear it. People too often ask, how'd you come up with that idea? What they don't ask enough is, how do you remove the distractions that, one, allow you to hear the idea, but two, give you the mental system to conceptualize? Because inspiration is everywhere, all the time. So if you're lacking ideas, I'd say you're more likely detached from the present moment. And the more you exist in the now moment, the more inspired you'll be. And you know, inspiration also means the drawing in of breath. So relax, get some oxygen in your lungs, and just be where your feet are. But how does this all tie back to painting? So I've always been conflicted with the question, the wretched question, what do you do? Like one day I'll feel most inclined to say I'm a filmmaker, the next I'll say I'm a visual artist, the next I'll say I'm a writer. But none of these ever made me feel fully authentic until I've recently arranged the most harmonious set of words. Go ahead, ask me.
Nine Darien, what is it that you do?
I creatively paint the world orange. And that just feels so good every time. It feels like much less of a box, much less of a label. I actually feel that's a terrible question to begin with. Like, don't ask me what do I do. Ask me what I'm passionate about. Ask me how do I relate to the world, how do I view the world. Ask me what I'd be doing if money was no object. Like who put this outfit together? You know what I mean? Who's been designing, interior design in this room? Who directed this video, even wrote your lines? Like, these are all unique creations, and people will be asking for a one-word job title that doesn't exist. Like, I'm not the outlet. I am the perspective.
You are not the outlet. You are the perspective utilizing said outlet. Heard you loud and clear, and I also see you getting a bit fiery. Passionate, might I say.
So I take it you've been doing your research, dropping my keywords and whatnot.
Well, I actually haven't had to search far, sir. That's the last insight we've heard from you. Leave it to D9 to disappear on his birthday.
9 day, it's called a 9 day, but truthfully I didn't plan that. I did not plan that. What really happened was I heard an idea over my frequency, and it was create 9 photo concepts with 9 different photographic artists celebrating creative community, right? And that was deep for me, because I started this journey completely alone, relying on mad tripods and YouTube tutorials just to get familiar with my creative energy. But something I've been able to reap from the seeds of my authenticity has been connecting with like minds. So the fact I even had 9 people to ask was crazy to me. So shout out to the creatives I was able to execute with. AP95, you know our right place, right time, divinely aligned shoots.
Yo, the universe loves us.
High def visuals, we know how you get, bro. C-stand with the hand cart, always mobile.
Oh my gosh.
10B visuals, you know, real Rastaman, you don't know what you have to do. I shoot on our island. Them thing that. Designs by JH. We from the same street, but we met through creativity. Life. Caught in style, Miss Harlem, everywhere she goes, she gonna find a way to let you know that. Poofy Films, your lighting does whatever bro tells it. Like, he getting that Rembrandt every time the shutter click. photos by Jaylene. Our shoot was about making the most of the time we have, and you've been getting it in ever since. Oh! Wide Angle Flock, the name is literally bro's essence. I don't even gotta say nothing else. Wide Angle Flock. Nav and Frame Studios, my brother in creativity. Nobody trying to go duel for duel with us. Yeah. But 9 distinct and unique photo shoots had to be completed in 2 weeks. And honestly, nothing felt rushed or like it wasn't enough time. Everything still felt very much in flow and in rhythm. But I was so busy doing that I wasn't able to fully process a huge mental shift that I went through up until my actual 9 day, which was passive to passion. I've been playing with my potential, bro. Operating way too far from capacity. Like if I believe my purpose is to creatively express my perspective, then my actions should and need to reflect that. My expression should be my #1 priority every single day my eyes open. And I had to be honest with myself and admit I wasn't taking my creativity as seriously as I should. And I'm still gaining awareness on what my passive behaviors look like. There's so many layers of life to be occupied with, so I just try to strictly monitor my attention and make sure I'm directing it into the areas that I want to evolve. I keep asking the question, how can I access my fullest potential? And I honestly believe the answer is by waking up every day, living through passion and inspired action, and not allowing myself to revert to being passive. There's actually an insight I've pondered on a lot last year, and it made me notice when I've spiraled too far into carefree bliss, like taking a non-resonating gal on a date with business money. I learned the dangers of passivity is that everything is just okay and moderate, right? But change and insight comes from challenging situations and more stimulating experiences. Like if things are bad, they get better or worse. If things are good, they get worse or better. But if things are just okay, they stay just okay. So, and I can't do stagnant. So that's where I've been, getting acquainted with passion and separating myself from passive. I actually got that tatted on my 9 day, my first one. A passionate act to cement the mental shift that I've went through. And I chose this spot so I can consistently be reminded that whatever I choose to do it passionately or don't do it.
D9, through being passive and only moving with passion.
That's right.
So is there a particular endeavor that may or may not have been released due to passive behavior?
Bro, say we had chess at least. You thought you walked me right into that one, but I seen it coming. Yeah, go ahead, say it.
D9 magazine promised July 9th, 2024.
So I did fail at the release of D9 magazine. That's true. But I'm still very proud of the intention. I'm very proud of the initiative I took and all my effort. And actually being passive isn't even the reason for that failure. It was being naive. I underestimated how many aspects really go into a magazine, especially one being infused with my creativity. So I try to manage every component and every aspect when really and truly I should have put together a team. I should have found and trusted people that align with the mission. But the intention and the magazine is very much still alive. D9 magazine stands for Divine Necessary Influence Not Expressed, and the magazine serves to highlight, appreciate, and stimulate creative expression with unlike emphasis on forming a creative community. Any day, you heard? Any day you wake me up in the middle of the night, it don't matter, any day. And again, D9 will do 1,000 issues. It'll continue long after I've left this planet and ascended to higher dimensions. It's just the first issue it means a lot to me, especially being that it's tied to authenticity. So I didn't really want to water down all the ideas I had for it just to meet that deadline. And that's a reasonable compromise to meet. But I have some perspective now, some footing, and I'll put some structures in place to be successful. And with that being said, July 9th, 2025, D9 Magazine, issue 0001, themed authenticity. Let's run it back.
Believe it when I see it, Sir D9.
Nah, I believe it, so I'm gonna see it. It's the difference.
So earlier you mentioned dating. You should have known I was spinning back to get some Earl Grey for the gal them,
You wish. Sorry to disappoint, but I'm not outside and I don't keep any women around that I'm not genuinely interested in. Not out here being a squirrel in the street chasing nuts and whatnot, you feel me? And I actually recently just did 1 year of abstinence, so my mind desexualized. I'm disciplined with my desires and very, very selective with that energy. Though I'm not a monk, you feel me? I be vibing and I'm down to have experiences, but I do seek substance. I don't got no roster. I'm definitely a one connection at a time type of guy. And I'm actually quite the romantic when I actually connect deeply with a woman. When she opens her mouth, then it's something profound and not a paraphrase of Instagram quotes. I also hate texting, like small casual talk. I'm good. I won't meet no love interest on the internet. That's not divine enough for me, you know? We gotta cross paths in real energy. You see what the presence is heading for. Before your herbal needs, I will make someone's presence known, even though no one should be keeping no tabs on me. Like I don't got no loose ends, and I never spend a block. So being heavily invested in anything besides my creative expression is not a good look. But her presence is my favorite place, and I usually worry that a connection can cause my creativity to diffuse, but nah, this time I surely and certainly have a muse.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he has returned to speaking in poetry.
Now, you know, I really do write poetry, but 90% of my poems are about my romantic encounters. You know, me navigating what I feel and being vulnerable. It's more like therapy for me than it is artistic expression. So I just write in my notes, feel relieved, then move on. But maybe I'll start sharing that, you know, touch a few open mics and whatnot. We'll see.
So a month or two into 2025, what are you most proud of?
Number one, I have a structure, an outline to follow for the whole year. So in June, when the heat gets a little too distracting, I can revisit the structure and realign almost instantly. No guessing or changing the script. I know where I'm going even after a misstep. Also, I just bought my dream camera. You've been sitting behind it this whole time. I haven't congratulated you, but yep, Blackmagic 4K pocket cinema camera. Why? Because honestly, I love color. That's the most fascinating part of my editing process. So I'm excited mostly about color grading, honestly. And this isn't an expensive camera, but it's a device that has resonated with me for some years. So I'm proud to communicate my unique perspective using this tool. My gear has elevated. My living space has elevated. My structure has elevated. My perspective has elevated. But honestly, I feel like I've been at this open gate for a while now and still haven't stepped through. Maybe I'm in awe being this close to the life I envision, but I'm finished with the wishful thinking. You know, at some point you have to stop journaling and truly start to journey. So I feel authentic, I feel aligned, I feel called, and now I shift. I make that shift to my highest timeline.
You know, I did plan on antagonizing you a bit, but this has been really wholesome. I do feel every D9 insight has been decoded, and I'm happy for you, and I'm glad to see you back in the algorithm. But one last question for you, sir. What does 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equal?
You know, math was actually my strongest subject growing up, but my creativity flourished when I learned to be less logical and analytical. But 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5, I'll answer that with intuition. Pretty sure it equals 9.
And cut.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Paints on orange. Paints on orange. Paints on orange. Paints on orange. Paints on orange.
Oh, and by the way, the 9 was backwards. I would have told you, but the great D9, he can tell a story and make an insight out of anything, right? So, have fun with that one.